Hi, I'm Ann with the Natural Learning Lifestyle, where we support and encourage families on their journey and share a bit of ours as we transition from schooling to a more natural learning lifestyle. Thank you for joining me today as I am walking down from our home to our gardens, which are in a local community garden. It is probably, I'm looking around, a 2 to 3 acre site where it's been subdivided into garden plots that are 3 meters by 10 meters, and people can come here and rent these garden spaces and grow their own vegetables. I'll just turn so you can see a bit of what it is behind me. So turning straight into the sun so you can see there. And what an opportunity. I happened to come along when they still had 2 gardens still available, and I snagged them right up. And for our membership, we also get access to the gardening shed, which is full of all kinds of rakes and hoes and shovels and all of the tools and implements that we'll need, which is very exciting and helpful for a family just getting started in gardening. So what does gardening have to do with natural learning? Well, that's a good question. Obviously there's the relationship with the plants, taking them from seed, helping them, supporting them growing, watering them, giving them a good place to grow, and nurturing them, and then when they get to fruit, then we get to harvest. It's a lot like having children, isn't it? And then once we get out of lockdown, then my daughter will be able to come down here with me, and she'll have her own choices of seeds to put out and plants to plant, and have her own project going on there. We'll be working together, so we'll be learning about teamwork and how to share the space and all of those kinds of soft skills that aren't necessarily in the academic books. So here's another view of what's going on out here. Obviously, everybody else got an earlier start than we did. From what I can tell, most of the people with gardens here have been here for quite a while, and so their gardens are more well established. I can show you my little garden plot, and I've got some pictures. So here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows here. Just getting started. Over here still needs a lot of work. We've got a lot of grass. So that's where we are right now. But this is the nature side of natural learning, and I need to get to work, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. In gardening, we prepare the soil, and we plant the seeds and pull the weeds around them so they don't have to compete for resources, and we nurture them along and encourage them to grow. And when they struggle, we don't blame the seeds. We don't blame the plants for not being able to grow in the environment they're in. We look at the environment, and we look at the soil, and we treat the soil, we treat the environment rather than the seeds. And there's a direct correlation there between gardening and raising our children. Our children need a learning environment, a supportive environment to develop and to learn and to grow. And the schools would have us believe that they are exclusively the perfect environment. We don't think so. We have come to the conclusion that they're very homogeneous, that they don't necessarily value the individuality of our children. They can't. They're dealing with massive numbers of little people. They can't have all of them individually doing their own thing, because then they lose control. And that's not acceptable, losing control of the situation. So I'm out in the garden this morning, nurturing and supporting my little seedlings as they're getting started in life, and making decisions about adding more seedlings to my little gardening family. And honestly, I'm enjoying being out here all by myself. There's no one around. There's no one in the gardens this morning except me, which is how it is right here, right now. In Victoria, there's actually a posting on the schedule that only one gardener allowed in the garden at a time, even though there's probably between 2 and 3 acres here. And we're to be wearing our masks, and there's no socializing allowed, no socializing allowed. And it's very restrictive here in Victoria right now. It's challenging and it's difficult, and we have to take these opportunities when we get them. And so I am out here by myself, enjoying the nature. There's a pasture behind. I'm going to turn myself into the sun. Let's see, how can I do this? There we go. There's a pasture behind the gardens that it's just nice. I'm also up against the road, so I'm getting a lot of road noise, but it's just nice. I can hear the crows this morning and the cockatoos. There's a few songbirds too. I don't know their names, but it's just very quiet aside from the road noise, and peaceful. I don't know, the noise from nature doesn't feel noisy the way people noise does. Have you experienced that? I've experienced that. I find the sounds of nature to be relaxing and settling. When I'm stressed and just feeling at my wit's end, I can go out, and even if the noise in the house, if somebody's watching a show or playing a game, or even just the babbling of people, there's times when it's just too much. Have you experienced that? Where it is just too much, but I can go sit outside, come down here to the garden, or sit out on our back deck and just escape into nature. It is so soothing to me. And what do you do for when you just need to reset? How do you find your reset moments? How are you doing that for yourself? I would love to know. So leave me a comment down below and share with our community how you find those moments of resetting and just coming back to yourself. So that's a little bit about how gardening ties into natural learning. It can also be nature learning, but the natural learning of just focusing on supporting our seedlings, our little children, and adjusting the environment to accommodate them rather than squashing them into an environment that may not work for them. Thank you for joining me today here at the Natural Learning Lifestyle, and I will see you next time. Bye.